Hi, this is Patricia of JourneyToBestMe.com, all about helping women unleash her and start creating her dream life by design. Hello. Want to come to you, of course I titled this video, the number one way to build your trust muscle. And to be a little more specific, it is the number one way to build your trust muscle with yourself. Yes, how to build your trust muscle with yourself. Just like you know that trust, it's a muscle. It's a muscle, just like your belief system. It's a muscle, and of course you have to build that, strengthen it, and that's a daily practice. That's not a one and done. That's a daily practice. And also building your trust muscle with yourself also helps you to harness the power of your what most valuable asset, which is your mind. I'm a firm believer in that. You know, our minds are our most valuable asset, and I'm all about harnessing the power of that asset so that it works for you instead of against you. And I call that working smart. So we all want to work smart, right? So I want to talk about building, or the number one way to build your trust muscle with yourself. And of course, jumping right in, if you haven't guessed it already, the number one way to do that is to keep your word to yourself. You know, if you say you're going to do something, do it. And that's keeping your word with yourself. Of course, keeping your word with others. If you're going to tell somebody else you're going to do something, do it. That's a whole nother thing in itself. Of course, still trust, but that's your trust, your credibility with others. Of course, if you're not doing that, your credibility is shot. And you know that goes against that. You know, your word, as the saying goes, your word is your bond. So if you're not keeping your word with others, that's a whole entire thing that you need to address as well. But what I want to talk about here is keeping your word with yourself, building your trust muscle with yourself. That is how you do that. So and I want to say, are you one of those, or are you one of those that say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but you don't do it, and you habitual about that? You know, for myself, that used to be me. Still a work in progress, because I still need a little more work in certain area of things. And I am addressing that, working on that, building my trust muscle in this area as well. But you know, but I used to be one of those as well. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and not do anything, not keep my word to myself. And guess what that has, you know, guess what that did, and guess what it's doing if you're guilty of that? It's sending a message to your subconscious mind. And if you listened to me before, heard me, or any of my posts, you know, I say our subconscious mind is the driver. So when you have that habit, you're sending that message to your subconscious mind that no, you're not going to keep your word to yourself. No, you're not going to do anything. You're not a finisher. You're not going to see things through to the end. That's the message that you're sending. And of course, once again, as I just mentioned, we're all about working smarter, harnessing the power of our most valuable asset. So when your subconscious mind has that message, it works against you when you do finally realize, or do finally wants to do something, and you find yourself struggling to make it happen. Your subconscious mind has this message, and it works against you. You know, you may have even heard when you know, finally agreed or decided to do something, you may have heard, yeah, right. Oh, I've heard that before. You may have heard that little whisper come to you, if this is you. And that is your subconscious mind saying, okay, I have this message. This is the message that you sent me by your own habits, your own behavior. This is the message that I have. And it's to proven otherwise, and to prove that you, you know, till you prove that I can trust you and replace this message. This is the message that I have. This is the message that I'm operating off. And guess what? It's not going to work for you. It's working against you, which is what I've talked about, you know, harnessing the power of your most valuable asset so that it works for you. So we want to rebuild that trust with ourselves and replace that message, that limiting belief, that message in our subconscious mind. And like I say, the number one way to do that is to keep your word with yourself. If you're gonna say if you say you're gonna do something, do it. And of course, start small. And whatever you're saying you're gonna do, make sure that it's doable. Not some this crazy thing, but make sure it's doable, and you do whatever you need to do to make it happen. And then when you do make it happen, you celebrate, because that celebration also, it's empowering. It's good. It makes you feel good, as well as it boosts your confidence, and it's also empowering that, hey, I finished something, I completed something. Say that out loud so that your subconscious mind get that and do more of that. And that is the number one way to build your trust muscle with yourself, build your credibility back up with yourself. And if you're one of those that have a credibility issue with others, that also will help you with that issue as well. But that is the number one way. Keep your word to yourself. Once again, this is Patricia of JourneyToBestMe.com. If you're not in the circle, come on over and join us. And that is Women Living Unleashed Circle. That is the name of my FB group, my private FB group, which it has changed. I changed that. I wanted it more in line with my message, what I talk about, what I'm about, what Journey to Best Me is about. So I changed that. It is no longer Circle of Friends Living on Purpose, but it's Women Living Unleashed Circle. That is the new name. There's a link at the bottom of the video. So come on over. I'd love to have you. Once again, I am Patricia of JourneyToBestMe.com. I will catch you on the next episode.